Welcome to the Back 9 Six-Pack with Mitch and Justin. Let's roll.
Hello and welcome to episode 82 of the Back 9 Six-Pack. My name is Mitch, joined as always by my esteemed colleague Justin, and for Turkey Open Week, my partner, Nick. How's it going, buddy?
What's going on, everybody?
I feel like we got to get him on payroll at this point.
Yeah.
We got to start paying per appearance.
I mean, he's going to charge you for making him wait. You were late tonight.
That's fine. Look, wife had dinner plans. We didn't communicate very well.
Get your house in order.
Look, thankfully, she was willing to compromise and come home earlier than she wanted to.
Isn't this a weekly thing?
Yeah.
All right, I'll just leave it at that.
I'm just wondering when we record normally.
I get it. But she doesn't go out very often. She deserves to. Don't you guys get me in trouble here on the opening credits of the show, for God's sake. But it is Turkey Open Week, and that's why we are here. The 2024 Turkey Open. We're, 2 nights away?
Yep.
3 nights away?
Yeah, can we get these pop?
Yeah. We also, the official drink of Thanksgiving and Turkey Open, bourbon.
We're going to need it this year.
I brought a little bit of Mr. Elmer T. Lee into the house, into the studio tonight.
Yeah, and then I brought Tall Boy Miller Lights.
Yeah.
The big boys.
I appreciate both of those contributions from you two.
Yeah. So, cheers, guys, to Turkey Open Week. We'll,
Jesus.
cheers.
Are we doing the...
I'm coming in on the
all
bourbon.
right,
Let's
coming
go.
in.
All right.
Let's start
Here
off
we
right.
go.
There we go. What'd you do? Throw the whole thing back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Wow. Aggressive.
Smooth.
Dude, I feel like a dragon rat. I could breathe fire, for sure.
the way you just took that, I'm not shocked. All right. Well, as we mentioned, we're going to get all things Turkey Open here. Full preview. We're running through the field, the format, live betting, live odds, all of it, predictions. Right off the hop, I had to get to the first fan mail question, which comes from my son, Zach. Susie sent this one in. He is curious because he's played the Elks a few times and he knows that's where we're playing it. He wants to know what courses we were playing. We were playing the red and the white courses, buddy. He has a lot of fun out there with me during the summer. And then his other thing he wants us to do is to work on getting this televised next year so he can watch it. So,
anybody that has any connections at Waycross Television.
yeah. We'll get a live feed out there.
But for real, though, it's so easy to telecast things now. It's like YouTube, live YouTube, or, whatever. I mean, it's not easy.
No,
I don't want it to sound that easy, but you don't need to, find a station.
It's not a production.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's not like you got to go to NBC and hey, we're trying to get this televised.
What we should do is reach out to UC or something. Let's get some interns, get them out here recording par threes or something.
I hate it.
Yeah, just a little something.
God, a par 3 cam would be electric.
Yeah, get a little shootout action on that hole.
It would be electric.
We're ID people here, so thank you all for listening. Please subscribe, rate, and review the show. We appreciate that. Follow us on social media at Back9Sixpack, where you can see wonderful, timely reels. Because that's what we're about now, just like the kids. We're very chill guys, people. Right?
I don't understand that. By the way,
I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, the chill guy, he's peak right now.
I don't know what it is. I'll laugh at it because everybody else is laughing at it.
It's fine. All right, where do we want to go here? Do we want to just, I know where we're going to go. We've talked about it plenty. I'm sure people know, but for anybody that's not listened to the episode before or has not played the Turkey Open, I'm going to turn it over to you. Run us through the format, run us through the rules, et cetera, et cetera.
All right. Format's a 6-6-6. First 6 holes are best ball, or 1 through 6, I should say, because we're shotgunning now.
Yes,
I got to remember that. So 1 through 6 are best ball, handicapped, depending on the handicap of the hole, if you get pops on those holes. Next 6 holes, so what is that, 7 through 12 are modified alternate shot. Modified, and then everybody hits a tee shot. You hit your partner's ball into the green or for the second shot if it's a par 5, and then you pick one from there. And then the last 6 holes are scramble. Everything has a handicap adjustment to it. Alternate shot, unlike getting a pop per hole, you get a large, a bulk adjustment. God, that smells amazing. I can smell it. You get a bulk adjustment for the scramble and the alternate shot that come off your score at the end, or get added to your score because we do have some plus handicaps playing, and I think we're going to have adjustments the other way
Oh yeah,
this year.
we can't wait.
Tough
We
scene.
like that. We
Tough
like
scene.
that.
We do like that.
Yeah, good rundown there. I will say also this is the 5th annual Turkey Open. It's had a couple different forms before this one, but I think we've settled on a solid format. Now doing the shotgun so everybody can finish at the same time.
Yeah.
Afterwards, going to have the party at the lodge, do some scoring, hand out some money, trophy, all that. So,
Yeah, and I'm going to flex seal the trophy
ooh,
because apparently we got
some leakage.
there was some leakage last year.
Okay.
Some feedback. So I'm going to flex seal that bad boy tomorrow. So there's no way it's going to leak now.
Just slap
Everybody
it,
knows
slap
to
it on,
slap
just
it
like
on.
the infomercials.
Shout out Billy Mays. Okay. Beyond that, before we get into payouts, rules, right? Look, we like to play USGA rules in most scenarios, but it's wintertime. We make a few adjustments, right?
Yeah,
to make
and
this a
pace
more
of play,
enjoyable
too.
pace of play experience,
Yep.
all of that. So, we play lift, clean, in place in the general area, aka the golf course, except for hazards. We play OB. Everything's lateral, right?
Yep,
All marked hazards
everything's
are lateral to keep it moving. What else am I missing? Anything?
We have the suck fast rule.
Yes, if you suck quickly.
Yes. But those are the main ones just because look, we're looking for quick fun, right? Like we don't want to be out there for 5.5 hours. Even though we're playing for some decent money, we don't want to be out there forever, especially with the weather that we're supposed to get on Friday. I think everybody would appreciate a 4-hour round. But that's why we play the laterals, just to speed it up. I mean,
For sure. Also, one other note, most competitors will be playing from the blue tees just based on our age and handicaps, but I don't know if anyone in the field does, but we do have the rule in place where if your age plus your handicap exceeds 85, you get to move up to the white tees. So
yeah, I don't think we have anybody like that.
don't think so
There's
either.
a couple people close,
Yes.
but not over that.
Yeah. Cool. Payouts. Do we want to get into the specifics here or just... Look, I guess it's good to talk about this, right? Because as we continue to grow this thing, I think people understanding like there's some serious money in play, which is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
First place overall gets 45% of the pot. This is per team. So that's $1,170 going to the winners. Nice little chunk of change, especially after Black Friday.
And my guess is if you win, you may have a skin out there or
Potentially
win a
skin money,
format
yeah.
too. You know,
Yeah, we also pay out the format winners and the skins. I'll get to those in a second. Second place takes home 15%, which is $390. Your entry fee plus some. The format winners, each format gets 5% of the pot, which I believe is $130 per format. So way to claw back a little bit of your money paid in if you don't finish in the top two. And then obviously the skin spot, we've got $650, which is 25% of the field or the pool.
yeah, we had 2 skins last year,
Yeah.
so it was a pretty good payout.
Yeah, and if there are no skins, we take that 25% and divvy it up. 10 more percent go to first place, another 10 to second place, and then 5% to each of the format winners. Or to split among the format winners, I should say.
Yep.
So yeah, nice little prize pool. Good reason to get out there and try to play well. Weather. Do you want to chat weather for a sec?
Yeah. So I'm our chief meteorologist,
You are.
right?
Many hats here, and chief meteorologist is one of them.
And well, let's just put it this way: the last week and a half, it's not looked good. Like we at least knew it was going to be in the low 40s. It's only gotten worse as
Steadily declined.
every time I look at it, it ends up being at least a degree or 2 cooler. But right now, it actually just went up again. So it's supposed to be 35 as a high. 23 as a low it's tough.
Do we know if that low is going to hit overnight into the morning, or
So,
is it going to hit on the downside of our
At 10
tournament?
o'clock, it's supposed to be 29 degrees.
Okay.
So yeah.
Ideal?
So,
No.
but
Playable? Yes.
the good thing, no precipitation.
Cloud cover?
Cloud cover, which is going to keep the frost off the golf course. It should, hypothetically. But no, I think, look, it's going to be cold. But I think we all have cart covers and heaters. It's part of the magic of the Turkey Open. You just don't know.
The experience.
It is. You need a year like this to kind of like really confirm some loyalties to this tournament.
Well, that and it's like it makes a good year's just that much better.
Yeah,
right?
like last year, I think we got like 50-degree weather.
Yeah, we've had a couple of really good years the last couple of years.
It hasn't been this cold in like 3 years.
It was 2021. Do either of you remember what I said?
It was like 38,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, it was cold. It was cold.
Yeah, and I remember being very cold.
Yeah.
Especially no cart cover, no heater.
Big development for us over here. We've finally invested in a cart cover after all these years.
Got to cut the wind a little bit.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, is it a bonus to have a heater? Obviously.
Yeah.
But the cart cover, keeping the wind, and like just natural body heat is going to keep it relatively warmer in there. Yeah. So, but no, I do remember 2021. I remember having a cart cover and a heater. My brother and dad did not. Me and Gunth were pissed when our heater went out on like the 12th hole. My poor dad and my brother just out there just gutting it out, you know, no cart cover, and they're just looking at us as we're complaining about the propane being out. Yeah. It was a bad scene for us.
I don't remember if it was last year or it might have been that 2021 year where you offered to let us sit in the cart for a minute with the heater. And I was like, I think I was quoted as saying this is worth 2 shots. It's worth 2 shots against your opponent.
Well, so Dan, who's in the field, he's like, can we get a notation on the betting website for people that have cart covers and people who do not? And I'm like, that's actually a fair way to figure out who you're going to bet on in this thing.
Yeah.
I don't think there's many people that do not. There might be a handful.
I would venture to say, especially since a lot of the field is Elks members, many of them just keep their cart in the barn.
They do.
With the cover anyway. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we were doing it live out there for far too long. So, we're in now.
Big development.
Major development.
Did you get a Mr. Heater is the real question.
No, we haven't done. Maybe that'll be next year. I don't know.
The Mr. Heater's unofficial sponsor.
I am scarred by the Mr. Heater thing because in November of 2021, I ordered us a heater. And a few days pass. Amazon apparently is like, it's not coming anymore. So if we ever go to purchase a heater from this point forward, that's all on Mitch. Okay. I'm scarred.
We'll go direct to Mr. Heater because that's, shout out to Mr. Heater. They've actually, we've interacted with them on social media before.
Yeah, last year for the Turkey Open, I posted something on our story and they DM'd us back.
Yeah, I remember seeing this.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a look at the quick look. We've got betting in place. That's what I need to mention here.
Yes.
Big reminder to everybody. Look, first and foremost, you do not have to be playing to participate. If you want to get a little action on the Turkey Open, I will have a link in the show description for you. It's a website called homestretch.golf. I don't think you'll be able to find it on your own, but just go to that description link and click on that, and you can submit any bets you want to make. You're able to click into each team. You can see everybody's handicap per player. You can see the live odds, which I just mentioned. We'll kind of run through those in a second.
Looked very easy from a user's end.
Yeah. The only confusing thing for a lot of people is we don't confirm your bets until you pay. So you have to Venmo me, and then your bets will be confirmed. And then once it's confirmed, you get a text message saying your bets have been confirmed.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is a user error thing, but I don't get notified when someone places a bet, so I just have to keep going in and checking.
Okay.
And so the bets just sit there until I hit the confirm
I was wondering because I got a couple of Venmos, and I'm like, hey, so-and-so paid. You're like, I didn't even know.
Yeah. So that could be user error. Maybe I don't have notifications turned on, but Homestretch, if you're listening, that would be a good feature if you don't have it.
Yeah.
So, so quick look at live odds before we dive into the team by team, and we'll hit live odds again then. But just a quick peek at who's kind of favored right now and what those odds look like. And this is a good reminder, too. This pari-mutuel betting, just like horse racing, they're markets. They're not necessarily who is actually favored. There's no science going into this other than the money that is coming in.
And there were no odds placed at the beginning.
Correct.
When you go to a horse race, they do, in the beginning, put odds out. Mm-hmm. But this is not it. So some names will sound familiar here because, look, if you're hosting the tournament, I think you're probably going to get a little action put on you. Also, if you're plus handicaps, you're going to get action put on you. So Justin and Kyle, 7.5 to 1. That is tied with Joe Early, possibly the biggest handicap or sandbagger at the Elks. I'm not entirely sure of that. But many people are saying it. Not me. Just many people are saying that. And his partner, Wes Fiddler, also 7.5 to 1. So you guys are the co-favorites right now, according to the live odds. Coming in at third. Not that I'm shocked, but
interesting names. 8.5 to 1, just behind you guys. Dan Schmitz and Mike Smith. Smitty.
Yeah. He's a
grinder.
He is a grinder.
He might be the elk. Maybe that's what it is.
And he's a mutter too. You know.
And shout out to Dan who emailed me today asking about if we had a live show for this. I was like, we're not there yet.
God, dude, that would be awesome.
But thank you for listening, Dan.
On the way up here, I was like, dude, we should have done this somewhere live. Get a little background noise. Like,
I think this will be the format. People have mentioned us doing that for the Stampede. I think it'd be better to do it for this.
Yeah.
Get like everybody together for like I don't know. Oh man.
A pre-tournament.
The Wednesday night, the drunkest night in America.
oh
my
Jesus.
yeah.
Live
I mean,
show
that's
for the
not a
Turkey
bad
Open.
idea. God,
Okay. We'll file that for next year, maybe.
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah, they're currently third best in odds. Nick and I are fourth, 9 to 1. So
Wow, it's surprising that Kyle Hodges and Aaron Christ are not up there in odds.
They're right behind
they're
us
right
at 10 to
behind
1.
us.
Okay.
Yep. So that's kind of the top 5 right there.
Yeah, you just get people looking at handicaps, and everybody knows Kyle too. You would assume bets would be placed on him.
Exactly. So yeah, that's where the odds stand right now, and we'll go through odds as we hit teams here and go team by team. Let's start it off. The team by team breakdown. Shout out to Nick. This is again why we're gonna put him on payroll at some point. I'm telling you.
Grinding, just grinding.
We got our guy went to people's gins. He went straight to the gin.
Shout out Yip Strickler.
Yeah, shout out Yip.
Before we do that, I
Sure.
did want to throw this in before this. So, best of the Turkey Open.
Yeah.
So, the only reason I went back and kind of pulled this stuff is someone was like, hey, what are some of the records in the formats? I'm like, that's a really good question. Well, thank God I take pictures of everything and hoard things because I had all this information. Throwing out the first year, which was a 2-man scramble.
Right.
So 21 to now, it was this format. Starting out with Alt Shot, the year they won, Jared Wolver and Matt Hinkle. In 2022, they shot 20.37 under on the Alt Shot, which I believe was actually 4 point something under.
Yeah.
Best ball was last year with Brody Tice and Jamie Lusk. They're not playing this year. They shot 19 in best ball, which I believe is 3 under.
Really? I would have thought it was deeper.
No, sorry, 4 under.
Okay.
And then in 2022, my partner this year, not like last year, Kyle and I shot 19 in scramble, which is 5 under in scramble.
That's pretty good
Strong.
for 6 holes. Did you make an eagle in there?
No,
No.
all
just
birdies.
5 to 6.
birdies.
What hole did
Yeah.
you birdie?
7 white.
Okay. Well, makes sense.
Yeah, so we birdied everything else, including the par 3.
But did not win the tournament. Tough.
We just so you know, I looked it up. I'm like, I know we were close. We lost by 0.43 that year.
Yeah.
Did you guys lose
came
to
in
Jared
second.
and Matt? Yeah, I saw that.
We came in second.
Yeah.
That was a crazy year. So
I saw it in the
first
thread.
they were at total score record was last year.
Yeah.
Keith Mueller, Steve Fisher, 62.76. So almost 10 under.
Strong.
Not bad.
Shout out to Keith. I believe he's getting surgery of some kind or recently had a surgery.
Yeah, so Steve had to find a new partner.
Yeah.
Alan Wilson, which he was a good player.
Right. Nice. Thank you for that. I forgot you had done that work. Also, if anybody is interested in the full history of the Turkey Open, Justin got on his X game out there and was threading it up. Yeah, a little thread action. So go to his X account. I'm trying not to say Twitter. X account. And check that out if you want to learn a little bit more about how we got
I
here.
don't take responsibility for any grammatical errors in there.
There's a few.
Sure to be a few. Sure to be a few.
Everybody knows that's not my strong suit. So
Right. So again, shout out to Nick. This is 26 teams, so 52 players in the field. Our guy went through and looked up everybody's last 5 rounds, including differentials, and then even created trend charts, which is just beyond me.
but you had a pretty big struggle with figuring out
Well,
which direction they were going.
It was reversed. So look, I appreciate what he did. Look, we went last 5 scores, so it goes from most recent to least recent.
Yeah.
But the trend line follows the way you would read a trend line left to right.
And not even
Correct.
that. I wanted to do a trend line with the differentials, but if somebody out there knows how to do that on Google Sheets with negative numbers to where that you can see it below
Yeah,
the
I don't
line,
think-
let
I
me
didn't
know.
even think
And I
about
went to
that.
like my Google Sheet queen,
Yeah,
and she couldn't figure it out.
Yeah,
so
I didn't even think about that.
yeah,
that's fine. Honestly, differential is probably not going to help that many of us out here. I'm just looking at raw scores, baby. All right, team 1. Justin EP or Kyle Nixon, aforementioned co-favorites right now, 7.5 to 1. You guys been playing pretty well. Both trends are flat, if not trending in the right direction, which is down.
Yeah.
let's get an assessment of their own game,
Sure.
and then we can.
I haven't picked up a club in 2 weeks.
Oh, that's rare for you.
It is. Part of it's I'm back in the gym and I'm trying to fucking not be fat.
Going straight to the gym.
Yeah. I'm trying to not be fat. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. I'm trying to pre lose weight before the gaining weight season gets here, which is like
Bulking season happens.
It's this week. Like it starts this week.
Yeah.
So, but like before I got there, I was playing pretty good. I had a 66 in there. Couple 73s. That 81, I can't even remember when that happened. Frankly, I don't know. So, but other than that, I think I was playing pretty good golf. I was putting really well going in.
Interesting note.
Yeah. So,
Which putter are you using?
yeah, I'm back to the Phantom.
That's right. Okay.
So,
I also failed to mention you guys are both plus 2 handicaps
yeah.
for the record.
Kyle, we played in the tri-state together. He played pretty well. He got a boat this year, so I don't think he's played like a
Ooh.
ton of golf.
Ooh,
But he didn't play a ton of golf and played pretty well in the tri-state. So,
where was the tri-state this year?
oh God, Miami View.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So, me and him, we play alt shot so well. Like that's our that
Which
is
makes
kind
sense.
of our like we if we play well in that, like we're gonna be near the top, right? And we always play alternate shot well.
Yeah.
Like the tri-state, the last day was alternate shot. We tied for the low score. We were 6 under, no handicap. Like that was just a gross score.
That was legit alt shot, too.
Yeah.
Not what we're doing.
Well, it was like modified to the point where you both hit tee shots and then alternated from there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know. We just always play alt shot to get together. So to me, that's like that's one of the formats that everybody kind of blows up in. We're probably just not going to do that. So I feel pretty comfortable saying that we'll have an opportunity to win just because we play well in that format.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are obviously 2+ handicaps.
And I
Yeah.
love our pairing. Like we're playing with other plus handicaps.
You guys should keep it moving out there. You're right. Team 2, Kyle Hodges, a +4. Aaron is it Chris?
Yep.
0, scratch. Kyle's last round was a 63, which was dropped on you, I believe.
Yes, it was. Which I thought it was a 60. I'm pretty sure it was a 62, but regardless, it
Okay.
doesn't matter.
Signed for a higher score, it's
It
fine.
doesn't matter.
He had to give one back, so no. Yeah, so I mean, they're similar trend lines to you guys. Yeah, I mean, you've played with them more than we would, so
Yeah,
these
any
two
commentary?
were like the dudes when we came into high
Like,
school.
very
I was in
beginning
the
of high school,
GMC
yeah.
from the jump. Justin obviously came to Coleraine a couple of years later, but like, I mean, you got a former Division I state champion,
Yeah.
2 Division I golfers. Like,
Yeah,
they're
I played-
dudes. They're gonna.
I played with Kyle the year he won the state championship in sectionals, and it was like the easiest 67 I think I've ever seen in my entire life. And as a 14-year-old, like, fuck, I got a long way to go. Like, Jesus Christ. But no, they're both great golfers. Aaron's dad's an Elk, but Aaron's out at TPC at Rivers Bend. Good player. Like, they're just good players, So they're another one, like, you'll probably see them play well in old shot. That'll kind of keep them around. You know what I mean?
Good addition to the event.
Yes.
I will also say a couple things here. 1, 10 to 1 on them right now could be good
Same
value,
value.
depending
Yeah.
on if they get bet down or not. And 2, I also failed to mention, just in case anyone doesn't know about the betting, it's win, place, show bets.
Yeah.
So you could go across the board. You could just bet winners. You could do place and show, whatever you want to do. But you're looking to hit top 3 with those bets.
I'm always across the board.
A couple other things I should note too. You guys are teeing off on red number 1, a hole that is famous on this podcast. Not a driver day.
Oh yeah, it is.
Okay, driver day.
It might be a driver just so I have 100 yards in.
Good point. Good point.
Friday.
Driver going to get out there to about 240, 250.
Yeah.
I have no worries about hitting it through the fairway.
Yeah. So you were starting on best ball. I should also note that too. So that is the first group going off of the first hole. On to hole number 2, red number 2.
Team Trinkle.
Team 3, Team Trinkle. Unsurprisingly, does not have a bet placed on them yet.
You pinch those pennies hard enough, I'm sure they'll turn into 2.
I'm willing to bet that Ryan doesn't bet on his own team. I just know him.
When we won the Stampede,
If I was a betting man,
when we won the Stampede,
which I am.
When we won the Stampede, I placed all these bets on us, like going into the shootout, and we get done, and I'm like, and he was like, "How do you win more money than that?" I'm like, dude,
God.
like I placed a bet on it. He's like, "Oh, I could have done that." And I'm like, "Jeez, get out of here! Like, get out of my sight."
So he's playing with his dad, Jerry, like we mentioned. Ryan's a 4, Jerry's a 12.
Maybe some health issues with him.
Well, he's
He's always hurt.
It's
Always.
perpetually hurt, never injured though. I just got to mention his last 5 rounds because it's quite an electric run. 83, 92, 85, 69, 80. So our guy is truly a yo-yo out there. Jerry, pretty steady. 84, 85, 82, 82, 83. The guy plays to his cap.
He does.
Steady
You know
Eddie.
what? If you're Ryan, that's what you got to hope. You got to hope your dad plays to his cap out there in the 35-degree weather, and you got to shoot 69 instead of 90. So,
And those scores are probably at Makatiwa, so not
yeah,
Legit.
yeah, no, for sure.
The differentials are right on his cap. So
Yep.
Also teeing off of red number 2, team 4, the aforementioned biggest bagger at the Elks, Joe Early. He is a 2,
Christ.
but definitely should be a plus. I'm convinced.
For the record, when Joe hears this, Joe, I have not said it once. I'm just letting you know, even though I did start the rumor.
Yes, you started the rumor and it caught fire. And then Wes, his partner, is a +2, very good player. These are 2 solid players.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're sitting at 7.5 to 1. I'm not shocked about that. 2 Elks, very familiar with the course.
And it seems like their strengths are different and their weaknesses is the other person's strength.
So, okay. Talk to me about that. Is Wes a good putter? Good scorer, I know.
It's hot and
Streaky.
cold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I would say if
but
Joe,
Joe's like a good putter.
I think if Joe has a bugaboo, it's putting. I could be
Really?
wrong about that.
I don't know.
but
I feel like I don't know. I haven't
he
seen
might be
him
pissed
miss.
at me after this episode at this rate.
I would love a live call in right now.
Yeah, let's get him on the line. No, I don't know, but Wes is relatively long, which is going to help on Friday because long is going to be like 265 probably. It's like you're going to be hitting a rock pretty much. But no, Wes is just solid, right? And he's just like any plus handicap. He's he can get on that stretch of it's just he finds it and it's just bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, it's they just birdied the last 3 holes.
Yeah.
So that's always when you get plus handicaps, they find that, that slot or whatever and start playing well, and that can kind of gain some steam.
Hole looks like a
Yeah.
beach ball could fall into it.
Yep.
For sure. All right. On to hole 3. This is the first par 3 of the tournament. Team 5, Electric Factory.
Electric.
The Johnsons, Scott and Scotty.
Big Pharma. Johnson and Johnson. Big Pharma.
God.
I said they were the Jets.
That's beautiful. 2 18s going at it here. I mean,
One's a college football player that just finished his season.
a true athlete, if you
True
will.
athlete.
Yeah.
Scotty was an athlete in his day, though. He ran track at Harrison. He was on a state championship team. He ran the 4x100.
What?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? He's mangled though. He's got permanent actual injuries.
He's actually hurt.
You worry a little bit about that in the cold,
Yeah, it's like the
things not
Tiger,
moving
right?
as they should,
Okay.
It's like Tiger. He's it's like he can play in warm weather. You get him in cold weather, those ailments start to kind of stiffen up a little bit.
Yeah, pop up.
Yeah, I'm not loving the trend. He's got a couple 100+ in the
You
last
just-
3 rounds.
You just hope he's coming off of Thanksgiving still drunk. So, like, he may be numb.
It's a factor.
That is a factor.
It's a factor.
You're right. I didn't even think about
I
that
fear for Tito's this weekend for him. So,
Can we get a sponsorship for my guy?
yeah, we need. Yeah, dude, he needs a Tito's bag and hat and everything.
one. Johnson & Johnson does not have a bet placed on them yet.
Not yet.
The next team does. Team 6, Jeff Hogden and Ward Day. Jeff's a 14, Ward is a 10. They are currently 32.5 to 1. Bit of a long shot currently.
Jeff can find it. His handicap's up a lot this year. He was floating about an 8 last year.
We played against these two in the,
It's been
the
rough here.
Stampede.
Okay.
Jeff didn't play great. Ward had a good day, but we just kept making putts on him. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But I always trust someone that has that kind of experience on this course
Yeah,
to be able to
that's
figure it out.
yeah.
That's kind of can be the equalizer at times.
Yep, exactly.
All right, on to Team 7,
Hole 4.
hole 4, short par 4, little dog leg left. Mark Gruber, a 2 handicap, and Jamie, is it base swinger?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Jamie.
I don't know, Jamie. Sorry if I butchered your name, Jamie. My bad. You're a 5, though. That's impressive.
We'll meet you on Friday.
Yeah, we'll meet you Friday.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing. 21.5 to 1 on this group.
Mark's solid. Like, I don't,
I would say if you're 2, you're pretty
played like a
solid.
ton of golf with him. I've seen him play golf, like club championship every year. But like this year, the club championship, I think he went like 74, 75, somewhere
Can
in
work with
there. Solid, which it's going to be a grinding day. Might not be a lot of birdies out there, so pars might not be a bad thing. I don't hate. I just think he's solid. So could help them.
Jamie trending. His last
Yeah,
three
I was
Trending
gonna
big
look.
league.
last 3 81,
Oh, yeah.
80, 76. The last 2 excuse me, differentials are part of his cap. I mean,
So found a rhythm,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, and that 80-76 both taking place in November. So
recent.
Okay.
playing recently as well. They are playing with Team 8, past champions, Jared Wolver and Matt Henkel. Jared is a 4, Matt is a 7. Also, shout out to them. They're frequent listeners of the program here.
Yep.
Got a little special ditty for you guys on the score sheets.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We teased that last week. Past champions will have the turkey emblem on the score sheets next to their names. Love to
Fancy
see that.
touch.
I know. Just nice, a little touch of class from us.
Class.
Class. Past champions, 28 to 1. I see value.
I
Not gonna
do
lie.
too. Jared's still playing golf.
Yeah,
I want to know what round he's on for this year. I would
Jared's
guess it's
last-
probably in the 150s maybe
They're-
at this point.
His last 4 rounds are all in November.
I told Justin this before we started recording, and I told Mitch earlier in the week. Jared, you play more golf than Justin does, which I
That's
didn't
impressive.
know was possible, but good on you.
It's impressive. And we're both about to be vessel bag guys.
Oh, boy.
We were
God.
talking about that the other day.
Yeah,
But I think there's value there for sure. Yeah.
tons of value on that team, I believe. Speaking of value, Team 9, 2 gentlemen we've not met. Thank you
Lot
for
of value.
playing. Currently 98.5 to 1.
And I'm the only bet, I bet.
Yeah,
I
well,
think
I don't
that-
think it's
Fairfield
gonna-
guys, is that?
I don't
Yeah,
think it's
What,
going to
is
stay
that
that way.
Gump knows them, yeah.
Okay.
So they're Fairfield guys.
All right.
Yep.
I'm going to assume brothers, Ben and Perry Hasselbeck.
Yeah, apparently his cousin is Matt Hasselbeck.
I don't know if that was a joke.
No,
or
it
not.
wasn't. It's not a joke. He's got Cincinnati ties.
Oh, okay.
Because like a couple guys from LaSalle, well, you know the guy from LaSalle I'm talking about.
So I guess-
Chris Reevy.
Oh, yeah.
That's his, like they're related to Matt Hasselbeck too.
Interesting. Did
He's
not know
got
that.
Cincinnati ties.
All right.
I guess
So-
Tim Hasselbeck can just fuck himself then. I mean, also related.
Sorry, Tim.
Yeah.
I hope they are related to Matt and Tim because Matt has the famous against the Packers like
Yeah.
heads will take the ball in the win and then throws a pick six.
Take the ball and we're going to score.
I've
Boom.
always wanted to run in Matt Hasselbeck and like I don't want to make fun of him for it. Like I
Bury
want
him.
to like
Yeah, it sounds like you do.
I kind of just want to like why? Yeah, I don't know.
Confidence,
He
baby.
comes.
Can I get his
Swagger.
phone number? Yeah.
Yeah. So, Ben and Perry. Ben is a 16, Perry a 25. So,
Perry and Oasis guy, is that what we saw
Yeah,
on
I
the,
think
on the
so.
game, I
I
think?
believe
Yep.
so.
Ben is kind of all over the place.
Okay.
like as far as playing wise.
But
Yes,
I will
no
say,
home course on the Gin.
Yes.
correct.
So
A few good scores mixed in here. Ben's got a 40 and a 39 in his last few rounds, but those took place in August. Kind of hard to tell. Perry at 25, there's scores of 97, 95, 98. So he's breaking 100 on a lot of these, and that's he's played in November. So, this could be one of those just take the pop gods situations, and see if it works out.
Yeah, I bet him. So
yeah, so we'll see. We'll good to meet you guys on Friday.
But I do want to say this as we're going through these. I do not want to end up on Yip Strickler's Instagram stream. That's the goal.
you won't. You're just going to be the guy running the tournament. You're going to be a Commissioner Riggs situation.
Honestly, it might be good pub to get on there. I don't know. Maybe.
Any pub is good pub, baby. You know that. They are playing with Team 10, Will Kramer, a 9 handicap, and Matt Scouten.
Yes,
17.
Matt Scouten, yeah.
Their third year in the Turkey Open. And Will
Shout out to them.
lives in South Carolina, right?
Carolinas, not for
Maybe
sure.
North Carolina. It
These
might be
are
North Carolina.
former Fairfield kids of mine. So Will and Matt, both baseball players. Will actually played for me. Good dudes.
Yeah.
I mean, gamers. So.
Yeah, I think I want to say 2 years ago they played really. It might have been it was last year. I think they played well.
Yeah, so I will say with these two, tough in terms of playing recently, unless those are just they don't post as much as they should. Matt's got rounds going back to last November in here in his handicap. And Will, his handicap, his last 5 all counted for his differential, but they're all ascending scores. So
It's late in the
tough
year.
to tell where the form is.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's hard to tell, but hey, you can flash anytime you tee it up. On to Team 11. I should actually, real quick, hole 5. The team that we just talked about. That's the longest par 3 on the course, toughest hole on that side.
Tough starting.
What do we think the yardage is going to be on that?
Probably 2.
No way.
Yeah, it'll
I
be
bet
like
it's up a
2,
little.
195, 2. It'll be on that bottom tier.
Yeah, it won't be.
But it'd be like 195, 200, which in that weather is going to
That's
play
gonna be-
230.
Yeah, that's going to be a deep one.
I played.
I don't know who
week or
made
so
these
ago.
pairings and whole starting spots. I don't know who did that. Guy's an asshole.
That's
Random.org.
Justin at back96back.com.
Yeah.
You can send all of your complaints to that email address.
Or just spam my X account like everybody else does when I get in an argument on there.
Yeah, that too. All right, on to hole 6. We've got 2 groups on this tee. But first group, Team 11, Jeff Stein, 12 handicap, Phil Fannin, 6 handicap. 2 proper Elks out here.
Yeah, shout out Jeff.
Massive
Big,
shout out to
big Jeff guy.
We were peeping at the weather a little bit and kind of looking at it, and we get a text late one night, and Jeff's like, "Oh, we're going to find out who the real men are."
Yeah.
And that got me fired up. So shout out to Jeff.
Heck yeah.
Jeff's trending pretty well here.
37 recently?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
As a 12?
I think he broke par this summer for the first time. I believe I saw
Yes,
him
I
post
think
about
so.
that.
Yep.
On 18?
No.
Oh, okay.
9.
That's
He's
okay.
my Ryder Cup co-captain too. Notable.
Well, I'm sorry he had to endure that and his losing effort. No, I'm kidding. 3 of his last 5 scores have counted, though. Trend line is down, and then his partner, Phil, trend line even more down.
Now, hold on. I will say this, though. On the trend line there, I mean, it doesn't really matter because the 18 hole, his 2 9-hole scores are not a part of that trend line.
Understood. Got it.
But Phil started out the year hot, and I think it's more of like going back to an equilibrium now at this point because he was playing really well back in I remember just Wednesday Night League, like May, June, he was playing really, really good golf.
And he's got a pair of 77s on there.
Yeah, I was just going to say he's got 3 77s in his last 5 recorded rounds. And look,
Yep.
if someone else that's like a 6-7-ish handicap,
Not bad.
I don't have that many in that in my last 5, so good on Phil for those scores. Team 12, past champion Steve Fisher. He is an 8 handicap, playing with Alan Wilson instead of Keith this year.
Maybe
He was a 7.
Maybe, yeah. And Allen's probably one of the best putters at the Elks. There's another one in this round.
Not the best putter at the Elk, though.
Look, yeah, I mean,
That's a good team. There's some value there.
yeah, I failed to mention Jeff and Phil are 28-1, good value there. Steve and Alan are 12-1. So
That's still pretty good though for them. Like,
yeah, like 2 proper elks. Steve's won so much shit out there. Alan too.
Yeah,
Like
that's
those are proven elks winners. Could be horses for courses, honestly.
Yeah.
And Steve and Keith took it deep. They set the tournament record last year. So Alan's got big shoes to fill in terms of partner, but that's a group I think could definitely get it done. Where are we at now?
Team 13.
So this is the second
Same
group
hole,
on 6. This is the last of the best ball holes, by the way.
Par 5.
Par 5. Good scoring opportunity. Got to get those birdies when you can get them. The Cripe brothers, Michael and Matt, they are 10 and 9 handicaps respectively. You played against these guys.
Steady.
2-man match play. Yeah.
Steady. They play. I think they're just like good partners together too. You know what I mean? Like obviously they're brothers, but they're just like good partners together, and they're just steady golfers. They keep it in front of them. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that goes a long way when it's 34 degrees outside. So,
I mean, Michael.
and especially like an old shot and stuff like that, it goes a really long way in something like that.
You know you got one in play. I mean,
Yep.
Definitely. Michael, like I mentioned, 10 handicap. He's got an 81, a 77, and an 81 in 3 of his last 5. So
Trending.
can score at his handicap level. So, yeah, I think anytime you get people that are familiar playing with each other on a familiar track, always an opportunity.
unbet. So far.
Unbet.
Yeah,
so
unbet.
far. So, again, that's something to monitor for sure. On to Team 14, the last of the best ball groups.
Runner-ups last year.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
This just screams too much value then.
Big value. Big value.
Well, I think I bet on them at like 10 o'clock on Saturday or something. You're like, what are you doing?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was them. They were my bet. I went through and I'm like,
last year we took like.
I'm like, dude,
You
there's
set
like
odds
one
on
bet on
people.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, there's like one bet on them. I'm like, that's a good value. I'm like, I'm taking it. They were runner-up last year.
Yeah, so Graham Owens and Joe Ruzick. Graham is a 1 and Joe is a +2. I mean,
Joe's
obviously good players.
Yeah. Yeah.
they're 98.5 to 1 to win right now. Gotta imagine that number comes down. People are going to see that.
Yeah.
They're going to listen to this. That's probably
That
going
and
to
just
come down.
look at the handicaps and you're like, Joe
Take a
plays.
shot.
Joe plays out at Blue Ash.
Gotcha.
I think Graham may be out there. I don't know that for a fact, but we know Joe because he went to LaSalle and all that. But Joe's a great player. He plays at Blue Ash. Probably the course fit for him is probably pretty good at the Elks. You know what I mean? Like it's similar-ish to Blue Ash.
Not necessarily long, but like some tighter holes.
Yep, exactly. So, and again, like I said, runner-up last year. I believe they won the best ball form. No, they won the alt shot format last year.
Gotcha.
So they have a format win under their belt.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and I will say, too, Graham, for being, quote-unquote, the higher handicap of the two, his form looks a little better recently. So, I mean, that's good because you have to imagine Joe being a +2, he's probably going to show up and play well. So, if your partner can deliver as well, you're in good shape. All right, here's where we make a flip over to modified alternate shot. We are in red, number 7, which is a short par 4. Could potentially be drivable in normal conditions. This is the Turkey Open, though, and it's going to be 35 degrees. So,
says you.
look, my partner and I had a conversation about this. We reached out to the tournament director, and he graciously gave us our wishes. We decided we wanted to tee off first on one of the formats, and we chose modified alternate shot. So, Nick and I are the first group on modified alternate shot here. I'm an 8 in this format. Nick is a 3. We currently, what are we? We're 9 to 1, I think I said.
9 to 1, like fourth or something.
Please stop betting on us.
Please.
But yeah, I mean, look, I think we talked about this before. Felt like we found something finally after all these years playing the Elks together in the member guest.
The member guest.
guest.
I had some demons at the Elks. I think
You might have exercised those.
I
This year.
think I've exercised them. Member guest, what, 4th of 50?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we played really well.
With multiple, just like, I mean, you can say this about any golf round, but we kind of botched best ball, essentially, is what happened.
Yeah. And we had some putts fall. I chipped in for birdie on a hole. Like, we had some things go right.
Yeah.
But that's golf.
Yeah, it happens.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's bound to happen.
You guys want to know your scores from last year?
Actually, yeah. I'm curious.
You went 24 on best ball, 26.17 on alternate shot, and 21.34 on scramble for a total of 71.51.
Not great.
No, nowhere near.
Just so you know, I did fact check myself. Graham and Joe did win alternate shot, by the way.
Okay. So what was that? Hold on. What was our format? Our worst format was all shot.
Yeah, 26.17.
We're
If I'm
slaying
not
the dog.
mistaken,
Yeah,
I
we're
believe
getting it out of the way.
I believe that's like 2.17 over.
Yeah, I can't remember what happened at this point.
Obviously, nothing good.
But if we're teeing off on 1, so that means we were already 6 holes in when that happened.
Yeah.
So who knows what?
You also that was the same year as your blow up with Gunther in the alternate shot. You might have had like PTSD going.
I did not play well last year
Yeah.
overall.
Period.
Yeah. So that
At all.
yeah, that tracks. This year, much better scoring year for me. Better iron play, even better putting somehow. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Look, I just coming off a 76. Take it for what it is.
Don't tell everybody that.
They already know. They already know.
They're already betting you.
Look, my trend line's not great, I don't think, but
It's
you
not.
know.
It's not. When I was putting this spreadsheet together, I was thinking, oh boy.
But your trend line looks awesome, which we
Yeah,
love.
the trend line's good, but like relative to my handicap,
Yeah,
not
that's-
great.
Yeah, that's true.
That being said, I did go to the range this morning. As soon as I got in the car, I text Mitch. I said, strokes gain. The exact text was SGAPP, and then I just sent the stock up emoji. Struck the ball really well. As you can imagine, it's going to be cold. Probably going to be a little bit of wind. I think club selection is going to play a huge role in that.
100%.
But I hit the ball really well this morning. Feeling pretty good about that. As you both know, me getting off the tee is a big part of how I score.
Yes.
So if driver's good, I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
Remains to be seen if that's the case.
I think I'm an investor. I think I've already bet on you guys.
I need
Investors, possibly you.
I need BMW to pull into the parking lot.
Yeah.
I need the ultimate
and
driver machine.
I also told Mitch, I said, you're going to be riding shotgun with BMW. So the confidence is there. The execution, we'll see.
A quick note on the modified alternate shot. It's starting on 7. I mean, these are scoreable holes. Like, you kind of do need to take advantage of a few of these. It's a short par 4,
Yeah.
a par 5, another short 4, a medium length 4, another par 5, and then a par 3 for the format. So we can't be going 2 over in these holes.
No.
And if we could both hit the par 3,
yes,
both have birdie looks.
That's the cool thing about modified is
Yeah.
the disadvantages on the par 5 and the advantages on the par 3.
Yeah.
If you can get 2 balls on the green, you get 2 looks at birdie.
Yep.
exactly. We are playing Team 16 with a couple high school buddies. Shout out to TJ and Brad coming out. I know TJ played last year. I think, no offense to Mark, but got a little upgrade at partner.
Got an
this
upgrade.
year.
Mark's not going to be listening to this. I don't care. I would tell Mark this to his face. Massive upgrade.
Yeah. massive.
So Brad's at Lasanaville.
Correct.
Yeah, he is a 6 handicap. TJ fell into our bucket of people that doesn't have an official GIN. There's like 2 of them in the field. We make them an 18. It is what it is.
It's not very generous.
No, it's not generous. It's penal, in fact.
Yeah.
So we respect that he's still willing to play in the event, in all honesty.
He's Ferda.
Yeah, and let's see. They currently have no one bet on them as well.
Unbet.
Unbet at the time.
Let's
But-
talk. I would like to talk about Brad's scores because none of us have ever played with Brad.
No.
No.
But I mean,
He was a football player in high school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, hold on real quick before you talk about the scores. Our golf team could have been really good in high school with some of the guys
we
that
could
you
like
look
now-
at you
If
look
you
at some of the guys
backtrack-
now
Yeah.
that play golf and are like
Yeah.
players. The Indrish triplets,
Yeah.
they could have played.
Yeah.
I mean,
They played soccer.
yeah,
Lots of football and soccer players
Yep.
that currently possess a pretty good handicap.
Yeah.
So go
yeah.
ahead.
Brad's got a couple of 78s on the board.
Okay.
He's got an 80 now. This is going back to September, so like not a ton of recent golf. I'm excited to play with him. I mean, like I play on Wednesday nights with TJ, so I know what TJ's bringing to the table. He's, like I said, Ferda. We're gonna have a good time, but I'm excited to play with Brad. I actually saw Brad. Or no, I saw TJ and Brad. Yeah, they were both there. Before the Bengals Raiders game and talked to them about potentially playing together. So
There we go.
yeah, should be a good time.
Yeah, and Brad being at Lasanaville might be again, home course is very similar to the Elks.
Yeah.
Not overly long. Greens are the defense, you
Yep,
know, so
yep.
he's used to courses like that.
Correct.
So
All right, red number 8, a par 5, big dog leg left up the hill. We've got a former NFL lineman, Scott Rayberg, 13 handicap, and his partner John Sung, a 12. I think I'm not officially put any bets in, but I think I'm going to be betting on this team. They're unbet currently. I played with Scott a couple times. I've seen Scott post some scores.
He's got one recent.
Yeah.
they've made multiple appearances in the Stampede shootout at the Elks. So don't hate that.
No, just something I'm percolating on. We'll watch the odds. Pay
Yeah.
attention to those live odds. I should also say the betting window does close at 9:30 a.m. on Friday. We did
Yeah.
not say that,
Yeah.
but that's just for the record there. So yeah, I'd keep my eye on Scott and John there. They're playing with Team 18, Clark Meyer a 13, and Alex Carlson a 6. I haven't played with Clark in years. It feels like.
Mixed bag. You know what I mean?
Will he or will he not have a grilled steak in his golf bag?
No, but he's going to have bourbon
He's gonna have bacon.
and a lot of
Big meats guy?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of bourbon
Huge into
though,
the meats.
but a lot of bourbon, which may be too much. Like we had a rain delay.
Is there
during
such thing?
We had a rain delay during the Stampede 2 years ago, and they were out in the rain shelter just cranking bourbon, and I'm like, guys, you still have like 6 holes to play in your match. It's just like, but Alex is a good player. I've never played with Alex. I've seen him. Like I played in similar like games with him and stuff, like behind him, in front of him, or whatever. He's got a pretty good swing. It could be a sneaker team. Like if Clark plays well, it could be sneaky scary.
Yeah, I saw his no offense to Clark, but is he trending like his handicap going up in recent years?
Yes.
Because I feel like I played with him a few times early in my membership, and he was pretty freaking solid.
Yes.
Okay.
Alex has a couple of good scores on the board.
Yeah.
Most recent score, not so much,
No.
but
I didn't
could be
even
an
look at that.
aberration.
Yeah. Look, as a fellow mid capper, look, I'm telling you that 86 is always lurking.
Oh, it
so,
happens.
It's always right around the corner.
yeah. On to team 19, we are on the finishing hole of the red side. Short par 4. Kent Landvatter, a 20, and Brian Turner, an 11. I know Kent pretty well. I don't know Brian, I don't think.
I don't know Brian either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. This team is 16-1. That number felt lower than what I was expecting when I first looked at it. Could be their own bets, though.
I don't know
Yeah.
either of these guys, and I texted you guys, and like initially I was like, I think I want to bet these two. Just based on Kent's cap and what he's posted recently.
Yeah, Kent's got a pretty good run here. 4 of his last 5 have counted towards his differential.
Yeah.
As a 20, there's an 85, a 42 and 9, another 42 and 9, and 91 in there. Pretty good. And Kent can play. I played with Kent a couple
Yes.
times. It's all about if he can wrangle the driver or not, honestly.
Yes.
My kind of guy.
Yeah. So and you're going to need it when it's cold, because I've seen him. I played with him enough to know he'll go to the 3-wood when he's struggling with it, but I don't know if that's going to last out in 35-degree weather. So big shout out to Kent, though. I know he listens as well. They are playing with Team 20. Again, another big listener of the show. Big Pat.
Yeah. And his son Griffin.
And his son Griffin. Pat is an 11. His son is a 3. I don't know his son at all.
Coached against them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Played in
okay.
high school. Yeah.
Nice. They are 32.5 to 1. That to me also screams value, to be honest with
Yes.
you. Pat he's a primetime performer.
He is.
Big game hunter.
PTP.
Yeah, I mean, watching him and Tommy Turndogs in the Stampede was one of the more fun moments of the
Yes.
summer. So yeah, that's definitely, in my opinion, a team to watch. And then now we're making the turn to the white side. We are still in modified alternate shot. Thicky Fowler himself, Tim Thurnow, a 12, playing with Mike Legiza, a 7.
The human rain delay.
Look,
I'll say that to his face.
Nobody's safe on this podcast.
I'll say that to his face. I've said it to his face.
I think it's more about the total package with Tim that slows things down, right? It's not really. He's not like, I don't think, a slow player.
It's Mike that I'm
everything.
talking
Oh,
about.
you're talking about Mike. Okay.
Mike's a scary 7, and what I mean by that is there's a 74 lurking
At all
a
times.
lot. Yeah. The only problem he's going to struggle with being an older guy is the weather and not hitting it very far.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Look, Tim has won a bunch of shit at the Elks. I'm sure Mike has too. Mike,
Tim's
those
a
guys,
Stampede champion.
Yeah, Mike's played. He plays in the Friday game with you guys. I'm sure all the time.
Yep.
So, yeah, those are experienced Elks players. Always a shot. Did I say their odds? They're 19.5 to 1.
Okay.
Some value there.
Yeah.
That one feels like that's a right number.
That seems like right in line.
Yeah. Team 22, Adam Pennington and Brian Nelson. Adam's a 5.
Adam's a bomber.
Brian's a 4. Yeah, Adam hits it a long way. Played with him for the first time this summer. I played like dog shit. It was fun to watch him play that day, though. So, any info on Brian? I don't know.
Nelly. Nelly's a good player. He's again, he kind of just keeps it in front of him. You know what I mean? He's a 4, right? He's not like bad at
The
golf.
number, yeah.
But no, he just kind of keeps it in front of him. I've played with him once. Played a lot of virtual range golf at Miles of Golf with him this winter.
Oh yeah.
Super nice guy, but good player. That's a good team. I don't know what their odds are right now.
They are unbet currently.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're monitoring the situation over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. I'm already in for like $80 right now. I think at some point it's probably going to be like 125.
There we go.
I'm just going to sprinkle the board.
Yeah, I mean, just got to hope
Get
you
a
hit.
little action on everybody, may as well. Recoup some funds.
But that's a scary good team. Yeah.
I think so as well. All right, on to white number 2. This is a par 5. Bit of a dog leg left. So we've got a double up here. This is the last starting hole of the tournament as we are shotgunning. Perennial bet at almost every event ever.
Heavy bet.
Cody Coomer in 11, playing with our guy Dan Farrell, also in 11. Guys we went to the PGA Championship with. Had a blast. Cody just always feels undervalued. I mean, he's not undervalued because he's bet so heavily, but he can win anything he plays in.
Yeah, if he just doesn't have a lot of big mistakes, it's he's going to have a chance.
Yeah, so if he can be a little bit, have a bit of an electric factory and you let Dan kind of handle the steady Eddie stuff.
Yep. That could be a good team.
They're 17 and a half.
Yeah.
Played with Dan and the member guest.
Yeah. Got the witness that.
Yeah.
Man, what all-time Facebook comment from him, too. He wished me happy birthday last week. And I forget, do you remember how he phrased it now?
He said that he hopes that Justin doesn't stymie your birthday.
Yeah,
or
it was my good time or something.
Yeah, it was something along those lines. It was it was so good.
The infamous member guest
Stymie. The Stymie meltdown.
That almost ended this podcast.
It was.
So yeah, I don't remember what episode that was, but go back and listen to that. Find that one, and that's a good listen. They're playing with Nate Viverette, former player of yours, Nick, correct?
Yep.
Nate is a scratch, and he's playing with Thomas. Is it Amarantos? I don't know Thomas.
I do not either.
Tommy? I think I saw Tommy was his name in the
probably a college
system.
buddy, I would imagine.
Sure.
Nate, former player. Good
player,
dude. I mean,
good player too.
Yep. He can play to that. I mean, I've seen it. So
yeah, that where are we sitting on there? They are also unbet. That's
currently unbet.
Hey.
Another sprinkle.
Yeah.
And dude, I've seen Nate's kind of been around. He played Aiken the other day.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a member at the Elks now.
Yeah.
So he is actually a member out there.
Yeah, that's one to monitor too, I think. On to the last group, 2B, Team 25, the aforementioned Dan Schmitz and Mike Smith, one of the...
I could see them being bet to the favorite by the end of this.
Yeah, sitting at 8.5, they could get in front of you guys for sure. 2 longtime Elks. Dan is a 14, Mike is a 6. I should just call him Smitty. I can't believe I just called him Mike. It sounds weird. It feels weird. Yeah, not much to say about them. That's a good pairing.
Him at a 6 at the Elks is
Smitty at a 6.
Criminal.
Borderline criminal.
Yeah, I get that too. Finally, the last but not least group of the tournament, Team 26, Jeff Gentry an 11, Chris Frederick a 14. Jeff being an 11 kind of surprises me. I've played with him a few times. Very, very solid player.
Yep. Don't know the guy, but I said to Justin before you got here, I mean, he's got a 79 and an 80 in the last month and a half. So
if you get into these events like around the holidays and stuff, Jeff is a favorite pick of our pro, Sean. He almost always ends up on Sean's team.
Yes.
And I think that speaks to itself.
And just so you know, Jeff Gentry was on the low scramble team last year.
okay.
See, I
Good
think
to
this,
know.
this is a
Partner, but-
sneaky one,
to know.
especially considering there is no bet on them
Zero
so far.
Currently unbet.
And I played with Chris during the Stampede. Good dude. Seems streaky, if I remember correct.
I think so, yeah.
So yeah, I think I still would be willing to take those strokes. And
I wouldn't
if,
hate it.
If Jeff plays
No.
solid, yeah, that could be something to watch there. All right. We got through the field. Look at that.
Love it.
Wow. All right. That is the 2024 Turkey Open preview. I guess we can go in one last thing. Final predictions. What do we think here? How are you feeling about your team, Justin, and how do you think this thing shakes out? Any calls you want to make?
So I'll guarantee that we're going to be in the top 4. Now, where we fall in that top 4, I don't know. But I won't tell you the team that I think is going to – I like if it's not us, which I hope it is, but if it's not us, I think is going to win. And I think it's I just got to go with good golf.
Yeah,
And I just think I think Aaron and Kyle, it feels like if it's not going to be us, it might be them kind of thing. That's just it's just kind of one of those things. It's like Jordan Spieth said it perfectly. He's like, when you're playing in wind and cold, there's only one way to hit the golf ball, and it's pure. And if you don't do that, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yep.
So being a ball striker is going to be at a premium. And I feel like that's going to, while we don't get a lot of shots like the lower handicaps, that's going to help kind of maybe level the field a little bit.
Sure.
That's a good point because I do. When you look at some of these higher handicap players and you see them in these summer events and stuff, a big part of that is the conditions of the course and just the way they play the game. And I think, to your point, when you have to get out there and it's cold and you're relying on ball striking,
Yes.
length matters a little more. Some of that
100%.
mitigates what those guys take advantage of during the summer months.
Yeah. And then I'll say this. I think that I'm going to go a little bit further. I think the winning score is going to be somewhere in the 66s or 67. I'll say this, 67 or above.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's not
anybody's
a
going to
scoring
go.
year, yeah.
I don't think anybody's going to. Last year was perfect weather. It's like 50, really no wind.
Yeah.
Not surprised someone shot 62 something last year. This year, I think you're probably looking at like 67.
Yeah. Nick, your turn.
I'm going to refrain from chiming in on any, I don't know these guys like you do, obviously. So am I going to bet people? Yeah, absolutely. But I don't have enough intel on, all these elk members. I'm not a member. So as far as our team goes, I've told Mitch this several times. If we can channel some of what we had at the member guest, I think we can be in the mix. Like I kind of already mentioned, I feel pretty good about where I'm at with my game, ball striking wise, things like that.
Just to butt in real quick, I think for us, we need to do a good job of remembering that pars are fine.
Yeah.
Because I think we get in these,
pars are going to be
we get
a
in these
good
tournaments, and I think our intuition is we got to go pedal down.
Sure.
Even the holes we're starting on,
I mean, if it's nice weather, yes. But in this kind of weather,
now.
it's not going to be. It's not going to be that.
I mentioned, we're starting on a couple scoreable holes, but we're also playing the hardest format in those holes.
Right.
We just have to. If we make pars in those holes, it's okay. We have to.
It's almost like you look at it. It's like if you can just birdie the par fives and then find one somewhere else,
or just let our strokes work for us.
Yeah.
We can't be fighting to get those strokes back.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. So like I said, I think if we can channel some of the member guest stuff, I feel somewhat confident where I'm at. If Mitch can channel the 76 that he put up recently, who knows?
No wonder he's a betting favorite.
Yeah.
People, I don't know. I just get I'm getting the tailwinds from you kind of thing.
Riding the coattails.
Yeah. Look, when you co-host the thing, I think,
People are just being generous.
maybe. All right. So, yeah, I agree with everything Nick just said and obviously gave my opinion on our team. Kind of talked through this when we were going through. I mean, Graham and Joe finishing second last year.
They were going to be a net, like I said, Kyle and Aaron, but right behind them would be like 2B for someone that I think if it's not us, I hope it is. But
at that number too. I mean, they're like outside of the people that don't have any bets on them, they're the longest odds or tied for the longest odds.
Yeah, and I think it's only me. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one with a bet in.
So yeah, that's
right now.
I think that's interesting at their handicaps and all that too. I think Joe and Wes.
Yeah, I kind of forgot them too. I don't want to leave them out. They're probably like those. Again, like I just think ball striking is going to come at a premium. Like mishitting shots is just not going to go very far.
Yeah,
right. And then a couple of final shout outs. I do think that Jared and Matt have a shot if it's going to be. I'll just rely on their experience and their ability just to get the ball in the hole with the Elks kind of thing. You know what I mean? The past champions, they've done it before. You know, I trust that.
Who are the mutters and grinders? That's that's really.
I look at them as mutters and grinders.
Yeah, I mean the amount of golf Jared plays.
Yeah,
helps.
And then Dan and Smitty. I mean, they're up there in the betting odds for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I think people see a 6 by Smitty's name and they're like, "That's the people that know him." Are like, "It's a lot of shots."
But at the end of the day, I'm gonna look. I think you, like you said, I think you have a good chance to be in that top 3 to 4. I think we have a good chance to be in that top 3 to 4. And there's a ton of good players in this field. Like,
yeah,
I think
outside of last year, like where Fish and Keith won by 5, it's always been like
super tight.
Like the year before that, what I was saying is like it was like 64 even 1. We were at 64-4-8, and then there was another team at 64-5-7. So it was like. They were all within a half shot,
Right.
So I think that's probably what we're heading towards this time around as well with the weather.
All right. I guess that'll do it. We'll be back next week with a recap.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
All right. We're on to fan mail that time of the episode here. First and foremost, got to get to Gunth, who, I didn't even realize it when you said it. I guess it didn't register with me. But he was incredulous about the fact you had a 40-minute sauna session.
I don't know what's wrong with that.
I don't know either. Look, I'm not a sauna guy. I've never done one. Have you done a sauna, Nick?
I have not.
Yeah. So, like, is this...
I'm a big sauna guy.
I know, but what is that? Like, is 40 minutes excessive? I don't know.
I mean, it is.
You know?
Yeah, no, it is.
Okay.
Like, I mean, the right amount of time is probably about 15 to 20.
So you just went ahead and doubled that? Yep.
I needed it. I needed it today, too.
Sweating
I
out
went
the
in
toxins.
There, I went in there and was like, we got to sweat this hangover out. And I think I was in there for like 25 minutes today. I don't know. I just don't think it's excessive, but what do I know? I just know this, that there are proven health benefits to being in a sauna. It lowers your chance for heart disease by like 30%. It lowers your chance of cancer by like 40%. Like they're doing the sauna every day has a lot of health benefits.
You got to get into that Scandinavian life. They have like the hot and cold is like their thing.
Yeah, and that's really what you should do. You should do like an ice bath and then hop into a sauna. I mean, realistically, that's that. I used to have an ice bath and it broke. So
that doesn't surprise me. You had an ice bath, or that it broke, honestly. But
neither of those.
I was going to say both.
But 40 minutes, it was a little excessive. But it's like I kind of like I don't want to say like I meditate in there, but like I just kind of close my eyes and just relax. Like it's nice.
So you fell asleep, and that's why.
No, I didn't fall asleep. It's kind of hard to fall asleep when it's 175 degrees in there.
Man, I'd fall asleep in seconds.
No.
Once you start getting warm and cozy, it's game over. All right. Next one from Eric Welch, member of our Elks Hackers chat. Shout out to Eric. Commenting on my stack system purchase. He says it's been a game changer for him, and that I'm going to love it. He said he's a month into the foundation program and have seen significant gains in his distance potential. Can't wait to hear about your progress in future episodes. Thank you, Eric. Mine, I got the radar, or the launch monitor, sorry. The sticks come tomorrow. So, not going to start before the Turkey Open.
Thank you.
You should have. You should.
Thank you.
You should 100% start tomorrow.
For fear mostly of the reel you sent me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the scene from Inception, where it's like how do you know you can deliver? You don't, but I can. And it's like, 30-year-old golfer, and then he's like lower back or whatever. So yeah, but no, I'm excited to do it. Everything I've seen has been echoing what Eric said there. Is just like, there's almost no downside unless you hurt yourself, but I don't anticipate hurting myself. We'll see. I don't anticipate it. Next one.
This is criminal, by the way.
Look, it's long documented on this here show that we do. The amount of movies I have not seen.
Hold on a second. That's what that means on this agenda?
He's never seen Gladiator.
What are you doing?
I just actually watched it.
Obviously, Gladiator 2 is a thing coming out soon, right? That's happening?
If it's not, it's got to be.
Okay.
It was out this past weekend.
See?
Yeah.
So I was Tyler in Tampa, who's no longer in Tampa. We were lifting this morning, and we had talked about, I guess, the preview or whatever came on. I was like, I just haven't seen Gladiator. So he made sure to say, write in and say, not a question, just needed to go on the record that Mitch has not seen the movie Gladiator. So, on the record, I've not seen it. A husband
to a murdered wife and a father to a murdered son. That's the best quote when he's talking to the emperor.
I don't know what you just said.
And he will have his vengeance.
He will
in this life or the next. Come on.
There's a lot of movies
Are you not entertained?
Dude.
There's some electric gifts from it. I've used them.
Oh,
so.
You can't. No, I'm going to go on record. You cannot use it if you've not seen it.
No, that's bull. But it's
so good. I literally just watched it last night. I was like,
you sent a snap of it.
Yeah. I was like, I gotta watch this. It's a top 10 movie for me, for sure.
Up there.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah,
Russell Crowe is awesome. I mean, you got Joaquin Phoenix that plays the Emperor, who's a big douche.
I mean, he's top 3, top 5 villain.
Oh God, easily,
dude.
Oh, he's such a douche. Such a douche.
All right, well. Look, I got a lot of movies to watch, okay, guys?
You just need to watch that now. Like, it
the
needs to be like...
Yeah, just go home and watch it.
Yeah.
I'll fall asleep in minutes. That's the problem, guys. I can't do it. All right, last one from our guy, John Hudson, longtime listener. He wants to know, what's our go-to mixed drink or punch for Thanksgiving? He tends to make a sangria or a bourbon punch.
So, I'm going to do non-alcoholic and alcoholic.
Oh, okay.
Non-alcoholic... My grandma makes the Hawaiian punch with the Sprite or 7-Up and then the sherbet in it.
Yeah, dude, my mom and dad make that too. Where did that come from?
That drink slaps. And honestly, it's sad that I guess you could put alcohol in it. I guess.
Yeah.
Probably vodka would probably sit well in that.
Yes. That's the only option.
That non-alcoholic slaps. That I will take a drink. I will take a break from drinking on Thanksgiving to have that.
I thought that was a my family thing. I'm glad to hear other people do this.
No, I think
it tracks.
My family does an amaretto slush, not with the sherbet or anything, but it's the same idea, frozen, and then you put alcohol on top of it. Rachel's grandpa is famous for his bourbon slush.
Yeah,
it's just as soon as you walk in the door, he is on you. Yeah, dude, you got one in your hand.
Love that.
Yeah, Grandpa Harry, he's the best.
I don't have an alcoholic one punch or drink. This is how my day goes. It's mimosa in the morning, switch it to beer, watching a little football, I eat, and then it's to bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't you have no room for beer.
Yeah, you just can't do it anymore.
It's about efficiency at that point.
I will slide a couple glasses of wine in during dinner.
Yeah.
I'll slide a couple glasses in, for sure.
I'm just not a wine guy.
I am.
Not a winesman?
No. I just get, outside of the slushes, it's just a mixture of, some sort of festive beer. Last year, it was... shout out Sonder. It was Kenosha Kickers. It's
that
apple.
Slaps.
Yeah, it's an apple streusel beer.
I bought that one year for the turkey.
Yeah, and then obviously the bourbon.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. Is it's a specialty beer of some kind. A lot of BCBS done that over the years.
Yeah.
Little Bourbon County Bourbon Stout, Goose Island. That is straight motor oil. but very good.
No less than like 12.5% on any
I
of
don't
those.
veer. I don't when I do my beer section of the day. I don't veer off a Miller Lite. I got to keep it light.
I get that. For me, I'm not like on Thanksgiving. Usually domestics aren't doing it for me. It's specialty drinks only.
Yeah.
I nosed my way into the Christmas ales yesterday.
Yeah, I've seen a few people those are popping up.
Yeah,
starting to.
They're heavy, man, dude. Like
Well, yeah, when you're drinking Miller Lite all the time, yeah, it's heavy.
Like they're like 8%. I had a really bad situation about 3 years ago with a Christmas ale. It kind of got me off of them for a couple of years.
Well, yeah, you can't go from 18 Miller Lights to Christmas ale, like, dude.
It's a finisher, baby.
Yeah.
But I nose my way into Christmas ales. They're good. Like there's a lot of options now. The one that really is good, if you're looking for like a festive beer for Thanksgiving, I know it's Christmas. Mad Elf. Have you ever had Mad Elf?
Tregs, not for me.
Oh, dude, it might as well be a mini bottle of wine. It's like 14% alcohol. I had a bad situation last Christmas with those. My mom got me a 6-pack of them, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I'm like, so I threw a couple in the freezer, like get them cooler faster. Drink a couple. I'm like, kind of drunk right now. And I look at the bottle. I didn't even look at it. Like I just assumed it was like, oh, it's like 7-8%. Yeah, it's like 13.
So yeah, it's like 3.5 Miller Lights
in one. And
Yeah.
I drink the whole
That'll do
6-pack.
ya.
So after I found out the alcohol percentage, I drink the whole 6-pack.
Yeah.
And I was drunk at that
Yeah,
point.
that's BCBS.
Yeah, and of course, always got to shout out an old fashioned. That's my kind of go to cocktail. I just bought oranges. Shout out to my wife for
I need to
actually
do
a
that
Target
tomorrow.
pickup for that. We're dialed.
I
Lots
love
loaded.
old fashions. Hate making them.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
Do
just
you
like-
have sugar cubes?
yeah,
Do you? Where did you find yours at? I always struggle
you
to
bought
find
them on Amazon.
Yeah.
it was like a twofer, and
Like
you
a
gave me one of
domino
them.
box. You can get them at the store.
I can, dude.
I can never find them at the store.
Kroger
Really?
either.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've had trouble finding them in stores recently as well.
Yeah, and then I have to like resort to like
Everybody's
dump it,
caught
like
on.
trying to like pinch sugar and like it's just not the
no,
same.
it's not the same.
It's not
you
the
gotta,
same.
yeah, you gotta put the cubes for sure.
Mhm.
All right, I think it's that time. We've made it, boys. We're heading to the patio. Guest honors.
Yeah, unless you.
No, I'll go ahead.
Okay.
I'll go ahead because I was struggling to come up with one. I told these guys, right before we started recording, I had thought about it earlier in the day, didn't come up with anything, totally forgot about it, walked into the office, and I'm like, oh, shit. So mine is like, what is your guys' not necessarily weird, but like, do you have any tradition that is specific to your family that you like look forward to or is out of the ordinary, something along those lines? And it doesn't necessarily
in
have
general,
to.
yeah.
Well, no, I was going to say like holiday wise. So either Thanksgiving, like this time of year.
I don't know. I don't.
I mean, I don't know if this is that out of the ordinary, but we celebrate with my family on Christmas Eve for Christmas, and we every single year take family photos like on our own,
Okay.
like in front of the Christmas tree or whatever. So I don't think it's weird or out of the ordinary, but it's cool to like have that like we literally have like
Sure.
30 something years documented family
That
photos.
is cool.
And look, sometimes people come and go, relationships begin and end kind of thing or whatever. But it's also fun to look back, like, for Susie and I, like we've been together for 15 plus years now. So it's like, you look at something
Kids
from
now too. Like that's
and there's kids in the pictures. There's, we always put our family dogs in it. So there's like 2 or 3 different dogs, some that aren't with us anymore, obviously.
Sure.
Stuff like that. So I think it's just kind of cool to document like how the family changes for that long of a period, It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I guess we do something similar for my dad's side, which is a large family. So many cousins, like so many cousins. But it's cool to like watch that. Now it's like, you go back 15, 20 years ago and it's like just the cousins. And now it's like the cousins. And then it's like we have to do another picture of like great grandkids because that's how we base it, like based off my grandma. So it's like great grandkids. It's like that picture is like enormous now. It's like it went from not even having that to like now there's like 15 or 18 kids in that picture. I guess like if we're talking like Christmas, so that same Christmas party, we do a white elephant. always a shop vac in the white elephant.
That's good.
That is
never
awesome.
Fails. There is a shop, and I swear to God, it ends up being one of the most popular gifts. Like it gets stolen the max amount all the time.
I mean, if there's one thing I know about e-peers, they make messes. So this
That
tracks.
is
yeah, and we've
true.
got a handful of like contractors in our family too. So like,
Yeah,
like
dude,
you
they
can
never have
too
enough.
many of those,
Can
like-
never have enough shop vacs.
Yeah, that's like one of those. Like for Thanksgiving though, like not really. Like we don't like have any weird. Like I don't know. Like it's kind of a weird holiday to have like a weird thing to do.
I have a weird one.
All right, good.
It's not weird, but it is kind of goofy, and I've like found myself telling these people or like telling people over the past few days, like, hey, what are you doing over the break, whatever. For as long as I can remember, and I have no idea how it started. My mom's side of the family, we go to Cracker Barrel on Thanksgiving.
That is a
morning.
weird one. I'll
Yeah,
say,
like it
That's
just
or
like going
different.
out.
it's
to
different.
eat,
Yeah, well, yeah, it's just like I said, I don't know how it started.
I forgot you
maybe,
did that.
Maybe
Man.
I'll ask this year. But like, yeah, like it's my mom's side.
Usually, you're
usually
prepping
have-
your stomach for like,
Sure.
like I don't need breakfast. I'm gonna go deep on
Yeah,
some
I mean,
turkey.
we have 20, 25 people at Cracker Barrel out in Harrison, and
That
whatever.
is
It's
a
not
little
something.
different.
Yeah, and it's not like my favorite family tradition, but it's just when people ask you, "Oh, what are you doing?" "Oh, we're having dinner here. We're having dinner here." And
Yeah.
I always lead with, "Well, we go to Cracker Barrel on Thanksgiving
Yeah.
morning." Like,
That is a little different.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel like there's almost every single year some. Not that we're making plans, but I'll be texting you and be like, "Oh, I have Cracker Barrel like at 8 in the morning or whatever." I'm like,
yeah. And as you guys can imagine, like
That's a tough
with
base.
with 2 kids now, it's a
Ugh.
little bit different. But 5-6 years ago, Rachel and I are going out the night before. Like
yeah,
3
those
hours of
those
sleep.
mornings were brutal.
Oh.
3 hours of sleep,
Yeah,
probably.
just like
is there just as dads? Is there anything more you dread than going to a restaurant with your kids?
no,
That's like top of
do
the
it.
list. for
man,
me.
it's like I think we're in the state. Mitch and I
yeah,
are in
you're
the
kind
stage
of like
where like
getting past a little bit.
like your
Yeah.
kids are grown up a little bit.
yeah,
But like Mitch and I have
like a baby,
a
yeah,
2-year-old
or like,
basically,
yeah,
like-
anything under 3 is tough at a
Yeah.
restaurant. It is.
Dude.
It's tough.
like I mean, is Zach okay for you guys for the
Yeah,
most
he's
part?
good now.
Maggie is too. Maggie's 3.5, and she's fine. But like Cam
It's
can
tough.
be, like
Yeah, it's
under
no.
3 is tough at a restaurant. It
Okay.
is. Yeah.
Just to make sure I was on the same level as you guys.
Yeah,
No,
I've
you're-
got a dinner tomorrow night with the old college roommate, and it's like we're gonna have like 5 kids at Cheesecake Factory. They're
Oh, boy.
hate us
yeah,
because he's got a younger one
yeah.
too. He's got I think he's got like a 5-year-old, but he's got a younger one too. So it's like people are gonna be like, I'm going out for a nice dinner, off work tomorrow. No, you're not.
you're not out for a nice dinner. Not anymore.
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
Exactly. All right, me or you?
I'll go.
Okay.
So back on traditions, what is like an overrated Thanksgiving tradition that almost everybody does, but it's like this is ass, and I don't want to be part of it.
Before we go there, can I give you an underrated one that I wish happened more?
Yeah,
You hear a lot about people playing like football games.
dude.
I want a fucking
Yes.
like family or friend football game
Yes.
on Thanksgiving, dude. Out there like in the cold.
Why? So you can run into a mailbox?
Yes, exactly. Damn.
Set them up.
Yeah, that's tough. That was a tough day for me. Anyway, yeah, dude, I love that. Like, there's something about like just get out there in the cold and the mud and just go play some family
We did
football.
it one year, and I think it was like I don't think you were there, and I don't think you were there either. But it was like 10 of us from like Corrine that went over to Corrine High School and like played on the freshman practice field.
I was there.
Yeah, I think
100%
you
I
were.
was.
You
I
were.
was.
I don't think you were,
I
but
was.
you were.
Yeah.
And it was like a mix of people, but it was fun. Like,
Yeah,
dude, it's
That's like-
Thanksgiving.
that
Thanksgiving
is
is
America.
football.
It's football.
That is
Yeah.
America right
Yeah.
there. Anyway, overrated ones.
Oof.
Man, I kind of think the wishbone's overrated.
Yeah, it is. That was on my list.
Like, I don't know. Just think it is.
That's not even a thing that happens at my Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I don't think
so,
that's why I think it's overrated.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
You
there
like hear
is,
people
like,
talk about it, and it's like, eh.
Like, have
Yeah.
you actually ever done it? Because it's
We used to when we
there's
were
a
little.
science to getting the bigger piece. Like, There just is. Yeah.
Oh man, I could have won so many wishbone contests.
That was on my list of overrated ones.
What else?
I'm gonna say it, and this is not gonna be popular.
This is a hard thing for me to think about though, because you just said it. Like this is just kind of like a weird holiday.
It is a weird holiday, but the one I'm gonna say it, this is gonna be super unpopular, and my kids love it, but I don't. Macy's Day Parade, overrated.
No, you know what? I'm with you.
Yeah, I flip it on when I get home from Cracker Barrel. It's the only thing that's on that early in the morning. I'll like flip it on.
It's 100% something I try to get the kids to watch to get them like occupied.
And my kids do. Like they love it. I'm like, God, this fucking balloons rolling down the street.
Now I will say,
you see rats in the background because it's New York City. It's like,
yeah. Look,
I'm here to shit on everything.
We were there right before Thanksgiving a few years back, and it is cool to see like the infrastructure and like the. They had some of the blow up stuff and all the stuff out. So it is cool. It's like a cool tradition, like just like from that aspect of it. But like, is it overrated? Is it something I want to tune into?
If you're there, probably an entirely different, like you're saying.
Well,
I mean,
You're a kid. I think it's cool when you're a kid and you can see like Pikachu going down Times
it's
Square.
like, they
Snoopy
just,
flying.
They just added like 2 more bluey floats this year, but like it's the music is trash. They're all fucking lip syncing. It's so bad.
The Rose Bowl parade shits on the Thanksgiving Day parade.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Not even close.
But that was my big one. I'm like, but the dog show, count me in. I love the dog show.
I'm going to say that's overrated too.
Really?
The Puppy Bowl?
No, the Westminster.
Oh, like the Kennel Club?
Yeah.
Kennel Club dog show. Yeah.
I'll go with the Puppy Bowl then.
Like,
what are we doing?
You know who I'm going to hear about all this slander from is my mom.
Yeah.
I'm calling it out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the parade is like the most overrated.
I'm trying to think if anything else is overrated. I don't
like to me,
think there's
like
that much.
To me, like my mind, like I'm just like it'd be like 10 o'clock and you're watching the parade. I'm like, I just need to get to 12 to the first football game.
Exactly.
Like that's all I gotta get to.
True.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, that's a good one. Anything else? We good?
No, I think those are 2 pretty good ones. Like the wishbone and the parade.
We're just coming for American family traditions.
I think the shopping thing is overrated now, especially with like Amazon and stuff.
Yeah, Black Friday's kind of dead.
It used to be
2
really,
of us worked Black Friday retail,
Yeah.
so
But it's kind of dead. Like, honestly, even as recent as within the last 10 years, like, I went and got a TV on a Black Friday. Like,
no problem.
I didn't camp. No, I'm saying I didn't camp out, but, like, I waited in a long line in the cold. That's, like, not a thing anymore.
I don't even
No,
understand.
I
for
remember
us,
like people
it
waiting out
wasn't.
in the cold, and it was like they're waiting out there for a fucking week.
Yeah, now it's like
Yeah.
Black
How
Friday.
insane does that sound?
Black Friday, Cyber Monday is like a full week.
Yeah.
You can buy everything online.
And they got Small Business Saturday, like
Yeah. Shout out Small Business Saturday.
yes,
That I'm a fan of.
we still have hats available. Just we're a small
hey,
business.
there you go. There you go. Exactly. Reach out to us. Staying on the overrated train. I was lazy this week. I just wanted to talk about your Facebook, your fireside chat thing.
Okay.
Oh God,
We got to get it on the record, documented beyond what was already on the record. You had family wanting to disown you. True story.
Yeah, there was comments of I don't need the unfriend button. I need the unfamily button.
Yeah. So
Which was a hilarious
That's the
comment.
top, yeah.
Hilarious
Very
Top,
good
comment.
comment.
from the top rope, really.
So long story short, you've been doing this weekly Friday video series.
Yes.
Trying to get some engagement in the business. Love to see that. You did the 5 most overrated Thanksgiving foods. Can
Yep.
you run us through your list just real quick?
Pumpkin pie was at 5.
Okay.
4 was
Doesn't even know his own list.
no, I can't
What
remember.
was 4?
3 was
3
cranberry
was
sauce.
cranberry sauce.
4 was anything sweet potato.
Yes,
Yeah.
there it is.
3 was cranberry sauce. 2 was green bean casserole, and number 1 was ham.
Yeah.
And I said your 5 through 3 run was like such a disgrace that the whole list was invalid.
And I said that I had more of a problem, an issue with his number 1 and 2 than Mitch did with his 3 through
Everybody
5.
had a problem with the list.
We all
at
had
some
takes.
point.
There were takes to be had.
Yeah. So my question is, what is everybody's overrated Thanksgiving dish? You said your number 1 is ham.
It's a turkey day. Like, this is the perfect way to put it. The president pardons a turkey every Thanksgiving, not a pig, a turkey. It is a turkey day. No ham. Get that shit out of here.
And with that, I will say turkey is the most overrated thing at Thanksgiving.
Oh my God. You
Thanksgiving.
are fucking crazy.
Thanksgiving is a sides holiday.
That
Period,
That's
point blank.
That is a wild take.
The sides steal the show. Turkey
You've
is
never
there.
had a good turkey then. I'll go on record and say that.
That could be true. I don't know. So, no offense to anyone that's cooked me a turkey in their life, but turkey to me
I'm not
is just
trying to throw them under the bus. I'm just
vehicle. Turkey's a vehicle for the gravy. Honestly, like
that is the fattest
Listen,
thing.
I don't have issue with this take.
Yeah.
I really don't because
Wow.
I like ham, dude. I like it is what it is.
I don't think ham should be over the turkey per se, but I think turkey is way overrated in the scope of Thanksgiving. I mean, it's called Turkey Day. We call the tournament Turkey Open. Like I get it, but I think it's overrated. What am I most excited to eat? Turkey is like
way down
the list for me.
I'll go with pumpkin pie.
Oh,
Dude, it is overrated.
Dude.
It's overrated.
People are buying pumpkin pies from fucking Frisch's and they're going out of business. Okay?
hey,
Like-
the original owners came and bought back. A
Yeah,
bunch of
I know,
locations. We're
whatever.
bringing make Frisch's great again,
Yes,
Justin.
I love it.
The big boys are back.
Now, I will say this. I'm not a big desserts guy.
Hey, look,
It is a waste of room on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, like,
just
I'm
for
just-
the record.
Thanksgiving is also
Like you said, it's a sides holiday. You're going to load up on that. And at that point, I typically don't have room. And I'm saving it for other stuff afterwards. Like,
as he
I
grabs
just,
his Miller Lite.
yeah, like, pumpkin pie just... It's good.
It's good. And I like people are like, "Oh, you don't like it?" I'm like, I didn't say I don't like it.
Right.
But they're like, I drove by Costco here today. There were people walking out with like 3 pumpkin pies, and I'm like, they're not that good.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
And
Like,
if you think pumpkin pie is that good, make your own.
Exactly. Exactly.
Shout out Susie. She makes it from
Yeah.
her grandma's recipe.
Exactly.
Fire. Secret ingredient, a little shot of bourbon in there.
Love that.
Don't hate that.
Yeah.
I'm back in on pumpkin
But
pie.
like I like if we're going pie direction, like pecan pie, that's my go-to.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pecan pie is
I
good.
love pecan pie.
I don't
but,
know
like,
if I've ever actually had pecan pie.
So good.
Apple pie on Thanksgiving?
You
American.
know, I love apple pie. We like my family's never had one. Like it's not something we have. But I did just have an apple pie like 2 weeks ago. I was like walking through Kroger. I'm like, that looks good. I'm buying it. So I bought one.
Shout out to Bob, my dad. He makes apple pie for Thanksgiving. We do the pumpkin pie. So we've got plenty of pie options on the table.
Like apple pie. I would love to have an apple pie at Thanksgiving, but
That's America.
On the flip side of this, can we all talk about our favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Before we do that, we got to have the cranberry conversation
yeah,
because this was a hot
Trash.
button.
it's trash.
Trash.
It doesn't even make sense.
And we need to clarify. We're not necessarily talking about like the canned stuff. I'm out on any cranberry
Yeah,
stuff.
Nick's out on cranberry as a category. Are you also?
yes,
Even juice?
yeah. I'm not a big cranberry
Okay.
juice.
See, so that makes me think like maybe you just don't like cranberry then.
What do they say? What movie is that from? Where he's like, oh, it was Departed. Is it Departed? No, it was another
Departed.
one. He's like cranberry juice, and I won't say the rest of the line. But
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well-
I don't watch movies.
I think it's like Boondock Saints. There it is.
Okay.
That's what it's from.
Okay.
But no, I'm out on Like I don't like cranberry juice. I don't. The sauce, like someone's like, oh, you never had a good sauce. Like tried it. I'm like, I don't want that on my turkey and shit. Like I'm sorry.
See, I'm a big savory sweet guy, so I don't think I have done that, but I get why people do it. And my dad makes like this like cranberry, it's almost like Jell-O, but it's got like fruit and like orange like peel and stuff. It's really good. It's like a nice refreshing
I'll
bite
take your word for it.
combined to like with your
Bingo.
Yeah. To go with all the savory.
Sounds
it's a
great,
little
Nish.
refreshing bite.
It really does.
Yeah.
And I think the cans of cranberry, they take a lot of heat. I get it. Totally
You're
get
disgusting.
it. But
You're
there's-
disgusting.
Dude, it's just a nostalgia thing, honestly. Like it was always at my grandpa's house. Somebody cutting the slice of the canned cranberry sauce out. Like you gotta get a little dab of it. It's a nostalgia
Yeah,
thing.
no.
All right, so we
But
did.
we all agree that like green bean casserole is kind of trash.
It's
right?
always there, but
No,
I don't.
I eat it. I like it. And I
Dude,
never
It
used
was at a
to.
Friendsgiving yesterday we went to, and I was like, Danielle just looks at me like, it's like, it fucking looks like baby poop.
I
dude.
get a normal size portion of green bean casserole.
It's always
And that's
there, but
And I'm not a big
I'm not
mushroom
going back
guy.
for seconds of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I like when I'm constructing a plate, if I don't have room, I'm not like
Sure.
mad. That's like one of the first leave outs for me. To your point about what's the favorites or whatever. Last year I think we did a power ranking with Gunther
Okay.
of all of our favorites.
Yeah, we did.
But I'm happy to relitigate some of that too. Look, if your answer's not stuffing, you're correct. You're incorrect. You're wrong.
It's going to be a tough scene when I have something on my list that I liked that's on my overrated list.
We should go back and cross check that. You know
I'm
what?
not
I'm
a
gonna have to do.
flip-flopper.
I'm gonna do my own research
I'm
on
not
this
a
one.
flip flopper, but mashed potatoes are my go-to.
I think you said that last year too. I think you did.
Any potato in mash form, not sweet potato, is crucial to a good Thanksgiving
Sweet
dinner.
potatoes are so good, but go ahead.
I agree with the stuffing. Now, I'm also going to bring something up, which I tagged you in on this on Instagram before we came here. Stuffing / dressing. Is your stuffing like actually stuffed?
No.
No,
Okay, but you still call it stuffing.
Yeah.
Okay.
we call it dressing.
I mean, I'm not particular, so I think I usually call it stuffing too,
Yeah.
but it's technically dressing. I
That's
guess.
got to be like a Midwestern or like a regional
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah, so like Southern, I think, is more dressing. Like, just because
I'm
know.
sure I should be saying dressing, but I say
I
stuffing.
mean,
Yeah.
Rachel and I were watching a
It actually
cooking
has to
show
be
the other day, and they were
stuffed,
having
maybe
this
stuffing, right?
right. Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
they
but-
were having this conversation. So
It could also just be stuffing, but like just because you didn't do the act of stuffing doesn't mean it's not. You know?
True.
Anyway, that feels like a good point to end
That's
this
the patio.
episode. Yeah, with patio, we're leaving the patio. Honestly, the patio could be frozen over by this week.
Could be.
Not very much patio action Friday at the Turkey Open, I don't think. We'll be inside the lodge
Yes.
by the time we are finished. Thank you all for listening. As always, please subscribe, rate, and review the show. We appreciate that. Follow us on social media at Back96Pack. Again, check that description if you want to get in on Turkey Open bets. Fire
Do it.
away. Win Place Show. Venmo Justin. All the info on how you can pay us if you're not going to be there is in there. And yeah, I guess we'll see you guys at the Turkey Open on Friday.
Yep.
And everybody else, till next time, cheers.
See you. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Back 9 Six Pack. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Back 9 Six Pack for all your content needs. We'll see you guys next week. Cheers.